hoping that someone could see me this morning. It's urgent. 11 o'clock? Yeah, that's great. Okay, thanks. Bye. Who's that? The clinic.
What clinic?
Abortion. See if they can sort something out for me.
Definitely made your mind up then?
Yeah. I mean, what choice have I got? I'm up to my neck, innit?
What about the Farnhams?
Well, what about them?
They're gonna be gutted.
Well, they'll get over it. They'll just have to find someone else, won't they? As long as they never find out that I was pregnant.
What about the 15 grand they've given you?
Well, I'll just have to pay it back, won't I?
How?
Well, I don't know. I'll pay them in instalments or something.
Jackie, do you know what all this means? You're gonna lose the bar. You won't be able to pay Barry.
Yeah, but if I make that place work, I can make somewhere else work. I'll just have to start again.
Jackie, you are gonna lose everything. Are you sure you're doing the right thing?
What is this? Are you trying to talk me into keeping the baby?
I just want to make sure you know what you're doing.
I've got to do it, Katie. It's the only way out of this mess. I've made up my mind, and I'm not going to change it.
Thanks, love. See you tomorrow.
Who was on the phone?
Doctors. They've got the results of my tests.
Is everything all right?
Well, I don't know. They won't tell me over the phone, will they?
What?
But I've got to go in and see the doctor at 10:30 tomorrow morning, so there must be something wrong.
No.
Oh, come off it, Carmel. They're not going to ask me to go all the way down there just to tell me everything's fine, are they? I've got to go and see the doctor, so there must be something serious.
A whole fortnight before Jackie's fertile again.
Well, you won't make it go any quicker.
No, pity.
And there's one surefire way of making it go slower, and that's keep going on about it all the time. So why don't you just forget about it just for a couple of weeks, eh?
Oh, I wish it was that easy.
Well, at least try. Concentrate on some of the other things in your life.
Oh, exciting things like folding sheets.
Yeah, well, anything. As long as it keeps you occupied, I'll go. Look who's here to see you.
Hi, sis. Oh, what a wonderful surprise. Well, I was on my way to Preston for a course and I thought I'd drop in. Oh, it's lovely to see you. Give me 2 minutes to put all this away. Max, make Lisa a coffee.
Yeah, of course.
So, how is she?
Well, you know, up and down. Mainly down. Look, I hope you don't mind me phoning you, asking you to come round. I didn't know who else to turn to.
Barry, have you got a minute?
Don't tell me. You need more time to pay.
Yeah, just a few weeks. You know, give me a chance. You're not going to let me off the hook, are you?
I can't. It's business. We had the deal.
Yeah, and a deal's a deal, eh? Worth a try, I suppose.
I'll be round to see you. Tomorrow.
One day she's right as rain, and the next. I know it can't be easy for her.
It can't be easy for either of you.
Well, I've got the restaurant to worry about. Keep my mind off things, but Susanna, I just wish she had something else in her life. She's totally obsessed with having this baby. She talks of nothing else.
Oh, are you still here, Max?
Oh, Susanna. Oh, Lisa's just been telling me about her course in Preston.
Oh, European land subsidies.
Fascinating, eh? Nice to see you, Lisa. Thanks for dropping by.
See you soon. Oh, Lisa, I've got so much to tell you.
Take the book in your right hand and read from the card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Is your full name Michael Anthony Johnson?
Yes, it is.
I've logged all Jackie's fertile days, when her period starts, when it finishes. I try to make a note of everything. In fact, I see her most days, just to check up on how she's keeping.
And that must get on her nerves.
No, not at all. In fact, Jackie and I have become quite good friends.
Yeah, but be careful, hey? I mean, you don't want to drive her away, do you?
Jackie's totally committed. I know we can count on her. Everything's going to be just fine. Oh, Lisa. I got very excited yesterday morning. I think Jackie did as well. I really thought she was going to be pregnant. I know I shouldn't get my hopes built up like that, but I just couldn't help it. I think we wait all month and then you get more and more excited as the day approaches and then... Oh, well, maybe next time. Maybe in time for Matthew and Emily's anniversary.
But that's only 6 weeks away, for God's sake.
Oh, yes. Well, Jackie would have to get pregnant next month.
But what if she doesn't?
Oh, I have to be positive.
You have to be realistic.
This time next month.
Susanna,
in time for the anniversary.
Susanna, for God's sake, please. You've talked about nothing else since I got here. It's too much. You've talked about nothing else for months. Even Max says so.
Max?
Yes. That's why I came round today. Max asked me. He's climbing the walls.
I see.
No, you don't see. The poor man's at the end of his tether, the way you're carrying on. I warned you, didn't I?
How do you mean?
Look at you. You've lost your grip on reality. You're totally obsessed. It's as if nothing else matters to you anymore. Susanna, I'm worried about you.
I just want a baby.
Yes, and Max wants you to have a baby too. It's not just about you. You've got to think of other people as well. So slow down, Susanna, before you drive away the people who love you.
What are you doing? You can't do that.
Are we going to talk about this?
Put the sign back.
Lindsay, we need to talk.
Who would I want to talk to someone like you for? Someone who goes round terrorising innocent people? What are you? Some sort of psychopath or something?
Look, I was wrong.
What?
I was wrong, all right. Well, that's what you wanted to hear, isn't it?
That's the very least I wanted to hear. For God's sake, what are you doing still carrying a gun?
Protection.
Protection from who? A bloody hairdresser?
Oh, don't be soft. You know what happened with the Finnegans. It could kick off at any time.
That still doesn't explain why you put the gun to him. Peter wouldn't hurt a mouse, for God's sake.
He was trying to make a show of you.
Big deal.
Look, I did that for you.
Don't you dare say that. This isn't about me. This is about you. You're the one with the problem.
You what?
You think you own me, don't you? Like I'm a piece of property? Something you can show off like a shiny new car, but God help anyone if they scratch it.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Barry. You've ruined anything we had.
Listen with you, Lindsay. Please. Just hear me out, eh? I was a dickhead. I shouldn't have done what I did. But that's just the way I am. Fight me corner. I won't give an inch to anyone.
What a way to be.
Would you think I like it, eh? Always looking over me shoulder all the time. I'm sick of it. My life's a mess. And it was even more of a mess before I met you, Linz. If I'd met you sooner, things might have been different.
Can you tell us how many hours a day, on average, Cassie Charlton spent nursing her sick mother?
An hour, maybe, sometimes 2.
An hour? 2 at most?
Yeah, that's right. She'd sit with her in the evening after work.
And for the rest of the time, it would fall to you or Elaine to look after Gladys Charlton?
Well, there was always one of us there, but usually the both of us.
Usually yourself or Elaine, but not Cassie Charlton. So Cassie Charlton can't have seen a tenth of it, never mind the half of it. Yet she would have us believe she was the angel of mercy.
Objection, Your Honour. Counsel is trying to discredit a prosecution witness.
With respect, Your Honour, I am merely trying to put Miss Charlton's evidence into perspective. Gladys Charlton needed full-time care, but Cassie Charlton was only with her an hour a day. Her evidence needs to be viewed in that light.
I will allow it, Miss Reed.
Continue, Mr. Harris. Thank you, Your Honour. Now, Mr. Johnson, what were those final weeks like for you and Elaine Johnson looking after your mother-in-law?
We had to sit up all night and listen to Gladys moaning with the pain. There's nothing we could do for her. Looking back, I suppose if we knew then what we know now, getting help on that, then things might have been different.
How did you feel physically during this difficult, terrible time?
It's draining, exhausted. We had 3 kids to worry about as well. I don't know how we managed.
But why put yourself in that position? I mean, you didn't have to. Gladys Charlton had 2 daughters, didn't she?
Yeah, I'd never let Gladys down. All you have to battle on, don't you? Go on autopilot. I don't know how you do it. You just keep going.
So despite having to nurse and care for a terminally ill Gladys Charlton, despite having to look after 3 children, you never, as my learned friend would have it, lost it. You never crumbled. You never caved in under the pressure.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't cave in. Gladys counted on me.
We've already heard Detective Sergeant Cox say that he felt you to be a man of strong character. We've also heard evidence that Elaine Johnson was of a very fragile state of mind when she was interviewed by the police. In fact, she broke down a number of times during that interview. Seeing her mother suffering throughout those final weeks, how did Elaine react?
Yeah, she was gutted. It was very hard for her.
Mr. Johnson, did the strain of looking after her terminally ill mother ever cause Elaine Johnson to break down?
Yeah.
On one occasion? On more than one occasion? Now, Mr. Johnson, answer the question.
On more than one occasion.
It would be fair to say she'd lost it. She'd caved in under the pressure.
I suppose so. It all became too much for her.
Now, let me turn to the night of your mother-in-law's death. Other than your mother-in-law, who else was with you in your home that night?
Elaine.
Now, let's be absolutely clear about this. On the night in question, only you and Elaine Johnson were at home when Mrs. Charlton died.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson, were you in the room when Mrs. Charlton died?
No.
Where were you?
I was in the kitchen.
And when you came back from the kitchen into your mother-in-law's room, Gladys Charlton was dead.
Yeah.
Who was in the room when you came back? Who was in the room, Mr. Johnson?
Elaine. My wife.
Mr. Johnson, did you murder Gladys Charlton?
No.
You've been good for me. Calmed me down, made me think about things.
Wouldn't have liked to have known you before then.
I'm being serious. I'm sorry I went off the deep end with Peter. It's just I feel dead protective towards you. I care.
There's other ways of showing you care, you know.
Yeah, I know. I'll remember in future.
Who said we've got a future?
Look, I'll walk away now if that's what you want. If that's what's going to make you happy.
You said you want to change. Show me you're serious then. Get rid of the gun.
There's a lot of dangerous people out there. The Finnegans.
The gun goes, or I go. I mean it.
Yeah, all right.
And if you ever pull a stunt like that again, you won't see me for dust.
Yeah. And thanks.
What for?
Giving me another chance. I won't mess up this time.
I must be a sucker for punishment. Can't you read the sign? We're closed.
Sorry.
Hiya.
Hiya. How'd you know at the clinic?
Okay, I'm going in on Friday.
Do you like that? Not hanging round, are you?
Casey, I want rid of it.
God, you make it sound like a bunion or something.
Casey, what are you on about? You were dead against me having the Farnham's kid.
Yeah, that was before you were pregnant. There's a baby in there now.
Look, I don't want to think about that. I just want to get it over and done with and put all this behind me.
So when are you going to tell the Farnham the deal's off?
Saturday. After everything's sorted. And then I am out of here.
What? Where are you going?
Spain.
Going on holiday. I suppose you'll need it.
Casey, it's a one-way ticket.
What?
Well, I'll have nothing to keep me here, will I? I'm going to lose the bar. Barry Grant's not going to let me off the hook. And my name's going to be mud with the Farnhams. So I might as well make a new start again. Out there.
You're leaving Liverpool? For good?
Yeah. I'm going to make a new start in Spain.
It was a particularly debilitating illness, one which meant that Gladys would require a great deal of care. Did Gladys Charlton ever go into hospital after she was diagnosed with having cancer?
No, she wouldn't.
Really? Why?
Well, she was frightened. She wanted to be at home with all her family around.
Her own home?
Well, no, she lived on her own, but she needed full-time care, so she couldn't stay there.
Well, where did she go then?
She moved in with us.
Into number 5 Brookside Close?
Yeah.
And when was this?
Sometime in April.
Before you and Elaine were married?
Well, we were supposed to get married around the time Gladys moved in. We were hoping to be over the operation by then. But we put it off.
Why?
Her being sick. I mean, Elaine wanted to wait until she had the all clear after the operation.
An inconvenience for you, though, having to postpone your wedding?
No, it's no big deal. We just got ourselves another date.
And was it no big deal that you now had the terminally ill Gladys Charlton living in your house? And was it no big deal that you now found yourself having to nurse someone who you'd barely known 6 months?
No, she was part of the family, wasn't she?
I suggest to you, Mr. Johnson, that it was a big deal, a very big deal.
No.
Well, your idyllic life with your new fiancé has suddenly been severely disrupted.
No,
you now found yourself sharing your house, your life, with a woman dying of cancer.
That's true, but...
A woman who refused to go into hospital or a hospice where, as Dr. Miller has already told us, she could clearly have got the treatment she needed. Gladys Charlton completely ruined your quality of life. She was a burden.
No, she was
Well,
never
that's why
that-
you murdered her, isn't it, Mr. Johnson? Because she was a burden?
Well, no.
We wanted her out of the way, didn't you? That's why you smothered her with a pillow, because you were sick and tired. You'd had enough.
No, I killed her because she'd had enough. She couldn't take it anymore.
You killed Gladys Charlton.
I helped her die. That's what she wanted.
Let's be absolutely clear, Mr. Johnson. Are you saying that you did kill Gladys Charlton?
Yes, I did. Because that's what she wanted me to do.
I have no further questions, Your Honour.
Your Honour, in the light of Mr. Johnson's evidence, I would like to re-examine, if I may.
Proceed.
Your Honour. Are you okay? Take a moment to compose yourself. Could you explain what you meant when you said you had helped her to die?
She wasn't a burden. But it's what she wanted. She said if the pain got too bad, then... She always said she wanted to die with dignity. She made me promise right from day one.
Made you promise what?
That I'd help her die. I had to help her out. If you'd have seen the pain that she was in, crying like a baby, I had to help her. She was counting on me. Can you understand that? You know, all these doctors, all these professionals, they can all stand up here with their letters after their names, but they haven't really got a clue what it's all about. I know she would have been properly looked after in a hospice, and that they can give the people the comfort and the dignity and the hope that they deserve. But she was so frightened. We were all so frightened. The doctor, they wouldn't give her enough morphine for the pain. She was rolled up in a ball. But still the doctor wouldn't listen to us. We had to sit there every night and watch her suffer. But still he knew best. And that's why we had to give her the smack. Because no one else would help us. And all the time she got worse. We knew she wanted to die. But you don't want to think about it, do you? You just keep yourself going, hoping that in a few hours, in a few days, it'll all get better. That something will happen to make the nightmare end. We were only doing our best. And then we found the whiskey and the pills. She was keeping them in her handbag. And was her escape. Her way out. But she was too weak. She couldn't even swallow. And she begged us to help her do it herself. To kill herself. And we turned our back on her. We couldn't bring ourselves to do it. You know, cowards. Yeah, cowards. You know, you talk about quality of life. Well, you should have seen Gladys Charlton. Every breath that she took, she moaned with the pain. Every time she swallowed, her whole body shook in agony. But she still had the strength to grab hold of that pillow and put it over her own face. And then to take my hand. I was laying down this time, Gladys. Kill my promises. Kill my promises.
Next Wednesday's Brookside will be at its usual time of 8 o'clock. Next tonight, What's in a Name? Carla and Benton have to talk in ER.